Oh, hi! Thanks so much for stopping by. Come on in. I'd love to show you my Christmas quilts and decorations. Hi, it's Fran Morgan with Fabric Cafe. Today we're going to be doing something just a little bit different. It's the Christmas season and everyone is putting out their decorations, including me. And I love using 3-yard quilts in my Christmas decorations. So I thought today we could show you how I've used them in my home. Now let's get started and check out the first room. Now the first room we're going to look at is my dining room. And you don't really think about using quilts in the dining room, but I think it's the perfect place, especially when you have a high back chair like this one. Now I have the evergreen quilt draped on this chair and I love it because you can really see the tree here and the 9 patch. I think it works just perfect and adds that cozy little touch, which we're aiming for during the Christmas season. Now over here, we have these darling fabric scrap trees. Now these are made with the Christmas fabric scraps from all of the projects that we've done, and these are so super easy to make. We actually have the video showing you how to do this, so be sure and check that out. Now I have my main Christmas tree at the other end of my dining room in front of the big window at the front of the house, which I really love seeing it from the road. Now I've done a couple of things here. First, I have wrapped the beautiful fireside quilt around the base of the tree. Now I elevated my tree with a couple of wood planks because it wasn't quite tall enough and I wanted it to be framed just so in the window. The next thing I do is I actually put my tree in a pot. Now, a little funny thing, the reason why I do this is because I have a very active kitty, just love him, but this keeps him out of my tree. So it works perfectly and the quilt looks fantastic. So now we're in the breakfast nook of my home, and what I have done in here is I have moved my other high back chair from the dining room in here, so I had room for the tree. And you know how it is at Christmas, you're always kind of rearranging to get that tree to fit. But you know, I really like this corner because I put a cozy quilt. This is our perfect match, made in some beautiful Christmas fabric. And this is a great place to curl up, read a book, or have a nice cup of coffee. So I thought it worked really, really well. And I also love how I can bring the red to this side of the room and make the whole house kind of cohesive. It worked perfectly. Now on the other side of my breakfast nook, I have these vintage lawyer cabinets, and I have just folded up a couple of quilts in here and tucked them in. I've got Merry & Bright and Picture Perfect, both made in beautiful Christmas fabrics, and I like this because it adds a nice pop of color, a little bit of softness to the glass on the cabinet front. But this is also a great idea if you just have open shelving or built-ins or anything. Fold up some quilts, put it in there for the Christmas season, really adds a nice warm touch. Welcome to the guest bedroom. Of course, during the Christmas season, we always have plenty of guests and we want to make sure that it's nice and comfortable for them, warm and cozy. And this room is done in blue and white. So instead of changing the entire room to Christmas colors, I've kept the blue and white theme and we've just added a quilt. This one is Wonderland and it's done in the blues, the whites and metallics. And I think it looks fantastic in here and it gives that nice cozy feel. Now, a couple of other little things that I've done here. I didn't switch out the pillows, I just added a nice bow to give it a festive touch, which is wonderful. Now let's look at the other side of the room because I've got some fun things there too. Now on this side of the guest room, I have just a small desk and chair for the guests so they can put their laptop or put their makeup on, anything there. On the back of the chair, I have a quilt. This is Curio, and it's done in these beautiful greens that I think blend beautifully with the blues. And here, and look at this, is this not darling? We've done one of those little scrappy trees and the blues and whites that coordinates perfectly. Now this video is a little bit different than what we normally do. Are you enjoying it? I would love to hear your feedback. Be sure and leave a comment below on whether or not you would like this style of video. Now we're in the living room, and I love having quilts in my living room, and I throw them over the back of the sofa. So this one I especially love because it's adjacent to the front door, so right when you walk in you see a beautiful quilt, which I love to do. But also it matches the living room perfectly well. This is our broad strokes pattern in these wonderful golds and blacks that we chose to put it in, and it really coordinates with the decorations that I normally have as well as the Christmas, so it's really perfect. And I love the fact that having a quilt on the back of the sofa like this gives whoever is sitting here a really cozy something to wrap up in whenever they're sitting here in the living room. Now on this sofa I have the Friendship Star quilt, and you might remember we actually did a sew along on this quilt in one of our videos. Be sure and check that out if you haven't seen it. And I love it on this side of the room because it brings some of the red into this side from the mantle, which really is great. Now on this one I have the Harmony quilt, and once again we have that beautiful grays and beiges and golds that coordinates with the sofa so well. Just love it. Now often I have more than just 3 people on the sofa, especially when friends and family come over for Christmas parties and things like that. So I always keep a big full basket of extra quilts so that everyone has a cozy one to curl up in. Now the one that you see here falling out is our Christmas forest, and it's perfect to display on the side the way we have. And of course it gives you plenty of extra quilts around and just adds such a cozy look to the room. I really enjoyed showing you how I use the 3-yard quilts in my Christmas decorations. It was really a lot of fun. What is your favorite way to display quilts at this time of year? I would love to hear. Let me know in the comments below. Also, be sure and check out the video that pops up next. There's some great ideas on how to use your Christmas fabric scraps to make Christmas decorations. They're really lots of fun. So it's Fran Morgan. Thanks so much for stopping by.